My name is Carrie Torres, and I work in the coffee shop, and I've been working down here for about a year.
My name is Rich Bender, and I serve on the worship team and the multimedia team.
My name is Kathy Spagnola, and I serve at Grace as a shape guide.
I am Wes Porter. I had the wonderful opportunity to go with Rick and Shelly and the team down to Peru this summer.
I would have to say the thing that draws me most towards serving is the way that I feel connected at the church. So now I'm starting to know more names, more faces, and it just really is making the church seem smaller and smaller.
God has not called us to sit, soak, and sour in the pew, but to serve. And so I feel like it's a privilege and, in a way, an obligation, because Christ sacrificed everything for me.
It's the ultimate form of worship, and when we worship Him, that's when we really learn what His true character is, and that's when we truly, our hearts and minds become transformed by God's grace.
I would say that it is absolutely worth the invested time in this ministry to see people come to know Christ.
When people recognize the statement that we've heard Pastor Rick say, that every member is a minister, when people grasp that, it truly is life-changing. They don't show up every weekend just assuming that it's Rick's responsibility. They recognize their own personal worth and value in the body of Christ. They also are a minister, and they have a role to play. And when everyone owns that, the church just works.
Well, I think it's great when we come to church and we become one body of believers. But at some point you have to really say, this is not a spectator sport and I need to get into the game. And figuring out where you plug in best is how you use your shape best is really what Grace is all about. And there's so many opportunities to serve here.
I think when you put yourself in the place of a servant, that's when Christ can really speak to us.
I love seeing people serve where they're shaped because they develop a passion and an excitement. They begin to see more how God is at work in their life. And I think they also develop a greater connection with this particular church family here at Grace. It is incredibly fulfilling to meet with a member of this church and just kind of see the lights come on inside, where I help them maybe consider an avenue of serving that they hadn't considered before.
I think being able to serve really gave me my sense of community within the larger community. And so I feel like it's really just been my kind of plug to really find my place within the church.
I believe Rick said in one of his previous sermons that the body's moving, it's growing, it's an organism. We don't have a choice but to depend on each other. You cannot mature and grow as a Christian without being in fellowship with the church body. And that fellowship comes in the form of enjoying time together, but also serving in different avenues. Serving in the church has transformed my spiritual life.
There's no greater feeling in the world than being part of a service where one person or 10 people or 100 people come to Christ. I mean, it is absolutely impactful in my everyday life. It makes me look forward to that moment every weekend.